Hi guys, welcome back to another Mass Planner video tutorial. And today we're going to talk about Facebook Bump Tool. That's right, I said Facebook because this tool is only available for Facebook. What this tool does is it moves your post to the top of the list. Let's say for example, you just publish a post on a group. Since it's a new post, it will be shown at the top spot. But after some time when other members start publishing their posts, your post will be pushed further down the list, and in order for your post to climb back on top, Facebook needs to see some actions happening on your post, such as comments. What the bump tool does is it writes a comment on that particular post, so it moves the post on top, then it deletes the comment right away so other users don't really get to see the comment done on your post. As you can see on this page, we have three subtabs. You see settings, add manual bumps, and results. As always, we start by configuring the settings. The first option is bump at fixed hours. And then you have here execute bumps. So this is execute the number of bumps you want to do per day between certain hours. And below that, you will see three timers. This is directly related to the number of bumps you want to do per day. So you get to edit the time when you want the bump to happen exactly. That's why it's fixed hours. So here you see we want to execute three bumps. It's between 12 a.m. and 10 p.m. And the first bump is going to happen at 2:55 a.m. Next one is 9:07 a.m. and the last one is 5:28 p.m. You can edit the timer depending on your requirements or whatever time you want the bump to happen. You can also add more bumps. If you want 5 bumps, you can do that, and you just edit the timer to your specified time. Now, if you don't want to bump at specific hours, you just uncheck this option and you will see several other sub options. You have here the bump between minutes after a post is sent to a group, or the last bump, and then you have here the wait between timer in seconds before a new bump operation. Another one is bump between certain number of posts per operation. What this is going to do is it's going to bump 3 to 10 posts per operation, and it's gonna wait for 60 300 seconds before another operation takes place. So the wait between is kind of like a rest time for the bump action. It is going to happen between 60 to 15,000 minutes after a post is sent to a group, and it's gonna bump the post between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. You also see the option to bump the same post up to a certain number of times. So you get to choose how many times you want to bump the same post. Like you can bump it once, twice, or thrice, depending on how many times you like it. You can change the number here. And then you see bump 100% of posts. What this does is, for example, you published a post to 40 groups and you've indicated that you want to bump 100% of posts. What's going to happen is it's going to bump the post on all those 40 groups. Now, if you've indicated like, let's say 50, so it's going to bump 50% of posts. So it's only going to bump 20 of those groups and it will be picked randomly. You have here, do not delete the first bump, rebumps will be deleted. I mentioned earlier that the bump tool works in such a way that it makes a comment on the post and then it deletes that comment. If you enable this option, do not delete the first bump, and for example, you have typed in that this is the comment you want to be written on that post, is not going to delete this comment on the bump post. Let's say, for example, you wanted to bump the same post 3 times. On the first bump, it's not going to delete the comment. So it's going to write the comment, the post moves on top. On the next bump, on the second bump of the same post, and on the third bump of the same post, it is going to delete the comment. This is pretty useful if there is a website that you want to promote and you don't want to include the link or the URL in the post. You can put the URL in the comment. Like for example, in this one, for all your social media needs, visit Mass Planner and URL of Mass Planner. The last option on the list is bump all groups, and just like what it says, it's going to bump the post on all groups. Now, if there's a certain group where you don't want to bump a post to, you just uncheck this option and unselect that particular group from the list. Like for example, this is a group where you don't want to bump a post to, just unselect it, and the tool is never going to bump a post on that group. Otherwise, you click bump all groups. If you're okay with your settings, you can go ahead and start the tool. Now, the next part is adding a post to your bumps. There are two ways to add posts to your bumps. The first one is by specifying the Facebook group post URL. You just put it here and then add bumps. Now, the best way to add post to your bump, which is the second way, is through your campaigns. Let's say, for example, this is your campaign. On the campaign history tab, you will see there a bump link. So if you want to bump a post, you just click on this and it's going to send the post to the bump tool. Another is you will have an option to automatically send new history posts to bump. You can enable this option, and once you've published a post on a Facebook group or wall, it's going to automatically add that post to the bump tool. Let's go back to the bump tool. Let's go to the results. So here you will see all the posts that has been added to the list or to the bump tool. It will display the number of posts, the target bumps, and the executed bumps. Now, if there are a lot of posts that are here on the list, or a number of bump posts that are here on the list, if you want to go in and check out a more detailed information about each post, you can click select, and on the table below you are going to see specific details like when the next bump is going to happen, the target bumps, and executed bumps, and it's going to show you the status as well. That is pretty much how the bump tool works. I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye bye.